Hi, buongiorno. While I was making pizza, I started reminiscing on my times back home growing up, watching my mom cook. And kind of got melancholic in a way, if you will. And it kind of reminded me of something that she used to make using escarole. In case some of you don't know, it looks like lettuce. It is part of the family. And that's what the name of it looks like. Not all grocery stores have it. I'm lucky enough to have one that does carry it. So anyway, that's a different story. Basically, this is a meal that you make by hand, and you just get your vegetables straight out of the garden. And I wish I was lucky enough to have a garden big enough for that. So I decided to share this, sort of to take you to what my life used to be like. Now, some people may consider this a street food. For those of us that are from the old country, this is a delicacy, something that we survived on. And if you're from the Naples area, you'll know this is called a pizza minestra. And basically, it's stuffed pizza with a few ingredients, very simple. You got escarole, you have garlic, olive oil. And now before you put the curtains down on me, we use anchovies to go with it. So don't run yet. Give me a chance to show you. Now, just like with any other recipe, culture makes a big deal of a difference. You can go from one city to the next and they have a completely different version of it with different ingredients. So I'm just going to stick with what I know and where I'm from, which is just outside of Naples. And this is how I grew up making it or watching it being made. So if you have different ideas, please share them with me. I'd love to learn more. So like I said earlier, this is very simple. The only ingredient you're going to need is obviously dough, pizza dough. I have a little bit of spice, fresh garlic, anchovies, olive oil, and of course a head of escarole. So I'm going to start with a decent amount of olive oil. Keep the oil at a medium, and let's add the garlic and lightly saute it. All right, at this point we add escarole. So as you can see, it just decreased in amount by half, and it's probably going to continue on even more. But while we're waiting, I'm going to season it to taste with some salt, pepper, some pepper flakes for heat, and of course at this time I'm going to put in about 3 anchovies. Like I said before, anchovies, it's really not that big of a deal. It's a staple all over Europe, in Italy especially. And to be honest with you, by the time I'm done cooking this, the anchovy will have liquefied and you won't even see it. There will be just a little bit of taste to it. Now I like to shred some Parmigiano cheese on it. Try to get it in the pan and not outside. Okay, now we let it cool off while we work on the dough. So now that the dough is ready, we're gonna open it up and get it ready to stuff it with some of our goodies. So I decided to show you 2 different versions on how to cook them. Depending on where you go, like I said earlier, different areas they bake them, some others fry them. Some put cheese in it, some put beans in it. Like I said, I am just making what I believe is my traditional way, but I'm also going to add some provolone cheese to it. So I'm going to separate half and half. I decided to put a few slices of provolone cheese. That's my preference. Of course, if you have issues with cheese or lactose intolerant, you can definitely do without. That's just my choice. And don't forget, I have videos on how to make pizza dough. So if you have any questions on there, please feel free to check those out. Now you make sure that you seal the edges properly so it does not leak out in any way. You can just press down on it, or you can twirl it like I am doing right now. And when it's done, it looks pretty much like a calzone. Now you put it in the oven at 425 degrees for about maybe 8 minutes or so. Now the other version, you literally place it in oil and you let it fry. About 2-3 minutes on each side. All right, very gently now, you flip it over. Look at that color. Okay, now that it's all done, we'll put it on the plate with some paper towels and let the grease drain out a little bit. Okay, here I'm brushing some olive oil, Parmigiano, and garlic over the one that I am baking for extra flavor, and then you put it back in the oven for about another 2-3 minutes. And this one is ready. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Just gorgeous. Brings back so many memories. So this year, just like your pizza rustica, spaghetti pie, calzones, strombolis, originally they were used for farmers going out to the fields. You don't have time to make a meal while you're out there. And back in the day, they didn't have Uber Eats or any of those companies. So you prepared these meals to take, and that will keep you going all day. A simple piece of bread with some cheese would do the job, but this is pretty much it. Thank you for joining me in my little trip back in the day, and I hope you liked it, and please subscribe for more.